Mounting plants. It's kind of fun to do. Hey, Lindsay.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I want to know all about mounting a staghorn. I love staghorns. I have several in big baskets at home, but I don't know about mounting one. So can you explain it to us?
Mounting is super fun, super easy. It's a great way to bring the outdoors into your home. They're great on the porch in the summertime, not full sun, under a covered porch, and then they look really, really cool on your wall. Staghorns are what we're going to mount today, but you can mount anything from an orchid to a pothos to any other type of fern.
All right, let's get going here.
So we have our staghorn and some fishing line and sphagnum moss.
You've soaked that already?
Yes.
It looks like it's wet.
Yeah, you buy it dried and then you soak it either overnight or for a couple of hours. That way it's got the moisture. To start with, you can mount on cedar boards, any type of boards. I've just got some wood that I've had cut specific because I love the way it looks against the wall. So you're going to take some big poultry staples and you're going to basically create a spot where you're going to attach.
Where would you get these?
The poultry staples you can find at any like TSC, Home Depot, Lowe's, any like hardware store. I find that the Tractor Supply or the TSC typically has the nicer looking ones, which are the bigger ones. They kind of make a statement.
And so what determines how many staples you put in here?
Just as how big the plant is and how many times, because essentially we're going to, in a second, we're going to take the plant out of the pot, wrap it in sphagnum moss, and lay it. And we're going to weave it onto the board. So if you want to see more weaves, you do more staples. If not, I've kind of gotten it down to an art where I don't need to have as many staples. So when you take the plant out of the pot, I do not suggest losing any of the soil. You want to keep as much of the soil, therefore it keeps more of the moisture.
And the roots are happy if you don't disturb them.
Yes. So then you're just going to throw some sphagnum moss around it. Like so.
And sphagnum moss you get at Home Depot, Lowe's?
Yes, it's normally
out in the gardens part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in a bag and it's dried, so it's not wet, so therefore you would just soak it. As you mount it, we're always going to add more when you see the soil. So we're going to take it and plop it on here.
Kind of squishing it down a little too.
Yep. Yep.
Compressing the moss on it?
Yes.
Okay.
And you create a ball, and then I use 25-pound fishing line. I've seen it done with other types of twine. My trick is to do the fishing line, so therefore it doesn't rot out. And sometimes if you wanted more of a decorative look, you could take the twine and go on top of it. So you're just going to tie off a couple knots, just like you're tying a fishing hook. I learned that from my dad. And pull it tight. And you're going to find the end.
Got it.
And you're literally just going to weave this pretty plant onto the board.
So when it's time to water this, I'm guessing with the staghorn perhaps once a week?
Yes. Yes, once a week you take the board directly to the sink and give it a good soak.
The board and everything?
The board and everything. You can't hurt it. Just make sure as you're doing it, you're pulling it super tight. So essentially this is a baby staghorn. As it matures, it will get fronds with almost look, I call them in the store scabs, and they'll be bright green. And they will cover the entire plant and board, and when that happens, that's when you know that you need to repot because it's running out of space.
So are those always green, or do they turn brown eventually?
They're bright green to start with, actually a beautiful color, and then they turn brown and get kind of, I would say, hard
Brittle.
and crunchy.
Brittle,
yeah. And some people think that it's something wrong with the plant, and
Like, don't pick it off,
Don't peel it off because it's what's protecting the soil and creating its base to grow in. So just like you started with the front, you're going to tie it off in the end, and there you have it.
Well, that was easy enough. I think I'm going to try that. Thank you, Lindsay.
No problem. They're super fun to see in the homes.
For inspiring garden tours, growing tips, and garden projects, visit our website at volunteergardener.org or on YouTube at the Volunteer Gardener channel, and like us on Facebook.